All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and mission. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering severely. I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and nations. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering and severely. I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Dala damvara zibe da no para zibe ge tarpa dan dam je jembe barda ju para ziba dam je zo sebe manam ga dan nyambe sim je dam je dewa dan de dong hara dang tar nyor de lana me ba yang da para zobe sa jo rumbo je do para sa. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. We take refuge in the kind rule Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas and Dakinis and the Dhammagadins, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas embodied enlightened mind and the progress of the Bodhisattva's path, true for the benefit of our sentient beings, giving birth to the Bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent. I take refuge unto enlightenment is reached by the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds. May I attain Buddha for the sake of our sentient beings. May all mothers sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have a happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathagatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at the present, and those Tathagata state to come. Through the power of Samadha prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I prostrate to them, multiply in my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas I make offerings of arrows, pure flowers, flower garlands of music, honoring oils, manifesting light and fragrant incense. I make offering to them of fine garment, perfume, and purple, for the highest Mumeru, and orange the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I pursue to Buddhas and make offerings to them, following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of our Buddhas in the 10 directions of the great Bodhisattva and the Pacceka Buddhas. Those who have attained Aharacha, those who have entered the path of Aharacha and all other beings. I request to all great protectors and the Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma as the light, dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions and leading them gradually to the enlightened states. Supplicate those Buddhas intended to pass into Parinirvana to living long for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. The ground is sprinkled with the scented water and strewed with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spring mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun, the moon. As Buddha fell for it, may all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha faith. To the Lama who possesses the Tirikayas, I offer the altar, inner and sacred offerings. with my body, word, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization, enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of our sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Rina Mandala Panza Manga Samandra Savaran Samaya Hom. I call refuge, on the name of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara, widow adored. I bow at the feet of Father Jigti Songong. Continue laughing with no one but you. Compassion one grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize unlimited nature of mind. Please stand aware of the Dharma of the true workers and their combination according to disposition and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. Manjushri 32. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the cloud of true words, and perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has a compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance and the prison of samsara as a father for only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing of karma through the 60 branch of Haramani's speech. He wears the wisdom silver to cut the settling of suffering, to dispel the darkness of confusion. And the Buddhist our form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels, and perfect in the body of all knowledge. Supplicate human Joshua adorned by the 112 Sons of Buddha to dispel darkness of my ignorance. Om Arabazanade, 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 Om Arabazanade. Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Vangeshwaramo, Om Vangeshwaramo. Om Vangeshwaramo, Om Vangeshwaramo, Om Vangeshwaramo, Om Vangeshwaramo, Om Vangeshwaramo, Om Vangeshwaramo. You who are the perfect, you the full body, whose flame of wisdom blesses, and dispel the darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you and praise you, Manjushri. Dam ge du je ja je re san rong jin je ma do de je bong jong ma ser je an bo ta wa re ji pe xiao je jar be ja la zor wan de lor jian chang jian de lon a ro da ma ba mu lai chu je gang bo ba wa mo ru ba jar wan ji gong be Kayu lama nan la zorwan de romen jije yenje bodang ne de zom zang je gen je ngo nye ran zhen ji ge ngo zong dong ze be za we la me ja la zorwan de. Good morning, everyone. Okay.
Morning, Lamala.
Morning. So now I'm ready to share with you stage of meditation, awakening the mind. We have 8 chapters. So first 4 chapter is method, last 4 chapter is wisdom. Now we are in the chapter 7. How to meditate on development stage of scaffold means. Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is the actually hardest one, but very important. The Vajrayana practitioners. If you don't know about chapter 7, then Vajrayana teaching always get confusion. So that's why this chapter 7, how to meditate on the developed stage of skillful means very important. As long as you know this section, this chapter, then all the practice of Yadam deity is easy. If you don't know this chapter, all the Yadam deity practices are hard. This chapter is talk about generally about generation stage. So not specific go to Yadam deity like Tara or Chinreze or Pema Sambhava, just general information. So that's I'm going to share with you. And then this meditation is called development stage of skillful means. It's Vajrayana teaching as a Lord's method, skillful method, comparing to Mahayana teachings. So Mahayana essence, Vajrayana essence, teaching, wisdom is the same. But Vajrayana has many skillful methods using different methods and reach the Buddhahood realization. So that's why it's called the stage of skillful means. Many skillful methods using in the Vajrayana teaching. Then, of course, the Vajrayana teaching is talk about the Tantra teaching. It's like 9 different levels of Tantra teaching. It's detailed, go to is a lot informations. Usually we talk about the 3 yanas, Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. And according to Vajrayana, also they create like outer inner sacred levels. And Tantra is like different levels. Father Tantra, Mother Tantra, and another called Lamiju is another level Tantra. So different levels. These are different levels according to the disciples. So first, like sharp faculties, middle faculties, and door faculties, 3 different levels. Then sharp one is called Vajrayana practitioner that has also 3. Each one has a 3. So that's why I call 9 different level Tantra levels. But this teaching, they don't talk about all the details. I mean, this right now, this chapter, just generally information. Long as you know this chapter, then you know, like practice Vajrayana is or main point you understand. So then you don't have difficulty, any doubt and confusions. So this helps you just general information, understanding clearly Vajrayana teaching. Out of all the immeasurable Dharma teachings that Buddha Vajradhara taught to disciples in accordance with their very karmic and propensities, the essence of them all is the fruition part of sacred mantra Vajrayana. So then out of the immeasurable Dharma teachings, so many different Dharma teachings that Buddha Vajradhara taught. The Buddha Vajradhara is actually Buddha Shakyamuni. When he shared the Vajrayana teaching, then his form body is transformed to Vajradhara. So it's blue color form body. Actually, the disciple, I mean the ordinary disciple cannot perceive or cannot receive no ordinary form. That means Vajradhara form is like it's a Dharmakaya form body. High level realized disciples have a percept or receiving this teaching. Not ordinary people percept. Ordinary people perceive is Buddha Shakyamuni was born in Lumbini, he enlightened in Bodhigaya, he shared teachings in the Varanasi, Rajagir, and he went to Sharavasti many years teaching there and passed Nirvana in the Kushinagar. So that's all is like ordinary beings percept. This Vajrayana teaching percept is high level realizers percept. That's the reason Buddha Shakyamuni is no ordinary form, is no Namanakaya form. His form body is Dharmakaya form. So the received teaching, high realized student receiving these Vajrayana teachings. Just different percepts. High realized percept is Buddha taught all Vajrayana teachings. Ordinary people perceive is Buddha taught Hinayana teachings. The high level education and scholars perceive is the fear is like receive the Mahayana teachings. They according to the disciples percepts these teachings. So now this Buddha Vajradhara taught to disciples in accordance with their Vajra varying karmic propensities due to the according to their dispositions. The essence of them all is the fruition part of sacred mantra Vajrayana. So Vajrayana teaching is fruition, result teaching. Mahayana is a cause, Vajrayana is a result. So this sacred mantra Vajrayana is the fruition of all the Buddha's teaching. When we enter into such a path, so we enter into Vajrayana teaching, we train our mind, be giving rise to be strong intention to severely help all sentient beings reach the state of Buddhahood. So when we are going enter into Vajrayana teaching, what is required? Example, like you're going to enter into Vinayana, Hinayana teaching, renunciation is required. That's the reason we have to meditate the four thoughts. Four thoughts meditation, we get renunciation. Mahayana teaching require is love, flexible, mind is flexible, open mind. And Vajrayana teaching require is bodhicitta. So without bodhicitta, you enter into Vajrayana teaching, not really going to get benefit. And also, without bodhicitta, practice yadam deity is also sometimes get wrong view and obstacles. So that's the reason when you're going into Vajrayana teaching, we must have to have a bodhicitta, giving rise to the strong intention to severely help all sentient beings reach the state of Buddhahood. So otherwise, like only thinking about my own benefits, you practice a yadam deity. Yadam deity is immeasurable love and compassion for all sentient beings, form body. So actually, bodhicitta is effort to form body. Our intention is only thinking about our benefit. Then these two didn't go along together. That's the reason. Say, this all the yadam deity is immeasurable love, compassion, bodhicitta, form body arising. So then also who practice that yadam deity, we also need create our love, compassion, bodhicitta. Without that, then practice yadam deity could be sometimes mistake. So due to the intention, like some people practice yadam deity, wrath for deities, and then if you don't have a good intention, thinking about own benefits, and you wanted to show something, power, miraculous, something you wanted to get benefit on purpose for something. You have something, your agenda. So through that intention, practice Yadam deity, it's not going to have anything for enlightenment. So that's the reason when we practice Yadam deity, must have to have a bodhicitta, means like benefit for others. Long as you have that, then practice Yadam deity is taken to the enlightenment. It's transforming ordinary body, transform to enlightened form, enlightened speech. Ordinary speech transform enlightened speech. Ordinary mind is transformed to enlightened mind. So very fast transforming practice. Without bodhicitta, then that's not possible. So that's the reason it's require bodhicitta. Still Buddhahood. When a person with the intentions and the conduct of Mahayana enters into the fruition path of sacred mantra Varjayana. So person who have teaching about Mahayana and then Mahayana practice, so that person entering into Varjayana teaching, he or she must receive empowerment to wrapping his or her mind streams. So Varjayana, Mahayana, what is difference is Mahayana, no empowerment. They don't have empowerment, Mahayana. Varjayana has empowerment. So Jigten Songkun said, Mahayana, Varjayana difference is empowerment. Varjayana bestow empowerment, initiation empowerment. And what are the differences Hinayana and Mahayana? Mahayana have bodhicitta, Hinayana not bodhicitta. So bodhicitta, who has bodhicitta is called Mahayana. Then what is the difference in Buddhist and non-Buddhist? Is refuge ceremony. Who took refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, that person is called Buddhist. And then who has bodhicitta is called Mahayana practitioner. Who has received empowerment is called Varjayana practitioner. So Hinayana, Mahayana didn't have this method, empowerment method. So empowerment to wrapping his or her mind stream. So get blessing, just introducing enlightening body, speech, mind. Empowerment main point is ordinary body, speech, mind is introduced enlightening body, speech, mind. That's called empowerment. However, taking empowerment is not enough. Then someone already take the empowerment, that is enough, still not enough. Then what do we have to do? Having received empowerment, we must then uphold our samayas. So Mahayana, Varjayana teaching, long as we talk empowerment, we have to follow the samayas. Then this samaya, actually each Yadam deity has, according to Tantra, they have a required different kind of samayas. Main point, the Kajino Boji always shared the samaya, the bodhicitta is a samaya. So that is the essence of all the deities. Long as you have a bodhicitta, then you hold the samaya. Otherwise, we go to details, it's too much. Each tantra require many different kind. But essence is only bodhicitta. Long as you have a bodhicitta, then you have uphold our samayas. Or sacred commitments. If we remain in proper absence to our samayas, even if we never meditate, we will be liberated within 7 lifetimes. So long as you receive empowerment, enter into Vajrayana teaching. So if you don't practice in this life, just you hold the samaya, even you don't practice, 7 lifetimes after we become Buddhahood, we will be liberated within 7 lifetimes. So that's the benefit of Vajrayana teaching. How many life we born samsara is countless. So all is useless. And know if you enter into Vajrayana teaching, receive empowerment, and then uphold your samaya bodhicitta, even you don't practice, like 7 lifetimes we have become Buddha, that's very easy. So we have many lifetimes of patience to reborn samsara. 7 lifetimes is easy comparing to that, right? Not that too hard. But actually also, of course, 7 lifetimes also not that easy in samsara. So if you practice, then Vajrayana teaching could be Buddhahood in this life. This potential is rooted in keeping the samaya of the lamas enlightening body, speech, and mind without transgressing. So samaya is, we have to keep of enlightening body, speech, and mind without transgressing. The main point is samaya, see, enlightening body is our Guru's body is enlightening body. Our Guru's speech is enlightening speech. Our Guru mind is enlightening mind. So not anything like intentionally humming for the Guru through the body, speech, mind. So then that is the generally keeping the samaya. So broken samaya means like you receive teaching, Vajrayana empowerment, and lots of teachings associated with the teacher, and then intentionally one day you really wanted to harm that person through body, speech, mind. So then that called broken samaya. Then long as you broken samaya means like then teachings cannot benefit. Also that person has lots of negativity, obscuration. Other student also kind of like get obstacle from that person too. So usually there's a, spoiled milk put into the whole of the milk is not spoiled, like the milk, spoiled milk, or the destroy other or milk, kind of like that. It's someone who has broken samaya, and then the person also affected to other student get the realization, obstacle for the realization, obstacle for the practice. So this here enlightening body, speech, mind without the transgressions, really I wanted to harm for that person. That's not that usually happen. Sometimes could be happening. In this 1960s, in Tibet cultural revolutionary. So during that time, many people get brainwashed, and there, even the spiritual, like some lamas and other lay people, like who receive teaching from other teachers, they harm them, torture them, the gurus, their own gurus, teachers. So they're kind of like 60s to like 70s between, I think, they have a cultural revolutionary and there's something going on. So it's due to brainwash that many people did it like that. So when I was in the Khenpo Jime Phuntsho monastery, So he not let come anyone like that kind of person in his monastery. So when he share empowerment, he make sure everyone pure there. So if someone have broken samaya, so he can fear that, he recognize that. When I was there, we're going to do the empowerment. So actually, of course, he did already like that many before, when I was there before. So when I was there, early morning, he calling his room and the top the roof has like megaphones, like what to call the speakers. And he stay in the room, he says something, is everyone can hear all the value. The fourth direction has the speakers. And early morning, he's saying, tomorrow he's going to do empowerment. If some have samaya broken, they cannot join in the teaching. So if someone in this area should leave today, tomorrow, within tomorrow morning. So then that night is really hard to get sleep. So have to think about what I did, or the cultivated thinking about. We went to him, like until charted to enter, like when I get in the monastery, enter that what I did something wrong or not. It's felt really nervous. And then next day, everyone gathering in the temple. So it's thousands people in the all is monastics. Usually he don't give empowerment ritual for that much in the lay people and in the monastics. So everyone come into the temple. Then he already sit in the throne and he said he not ready to share the empowerment because who have broken samaya person is inside the temple. Yes, he cannot do share the empowerment. Then he said he not going to pointing directly that person, and he just point one each side, and the like 100 groups you have to go out and have to come back. So then you can skip that during that time. He said, I'm not going to pointing directly, otherwise you get very difficult life. Everyone recognize. So you have to leave, and method is have to go out together. So he pointing different directions. So he pointing my area is like at least 200 monks there. So he's there. He said this group have to go out. Some broken person is in this area. So heart is beating. We have went to outside and so nervous. Then after we have to stay 10 minutes in the outside, I have to go in again. Everyone go in. So we also go in again. And then we sit down and he say, okay, no, that person's already left. So that is the rejoice again, and he said that person is left. So then actually I receive empowerment. That moment is so joy, happy. So like that kind of, some teachers are very tight. They fear this energy. And that's the reason they don't share the teachings. In Tibet, that during that time has many like that happen, because due to the brainwash and they torture their own teachers and the spiritual monastics follow with the communist people. So that time just I was not yet born, but people said during that time many people get kind of crazy, just lose the mind and the control. It's then whatever the communist says, like people does like that. And so that kind of like say humming for body, speech, and mind. Here's talking about the own guru teachers. So then that person broke in samaya. Then broken samaya also you can repeat means like fix again. Chant the Vajrasattva practice, and then you can use this 4 power of method. When you practice Vajrasattva, power of object is visualize Vajrasattva is power of object. Power of antidote, so chant the Vajrasattva mantra, power of antidote. Then power of regret and the power of commitment. So that's all comes together, 4 powers. Is person who broken samaya, they also can fix against samaya. You can fix against samaya. That's also they have within like time schedule. So like you have time schedule, it's according to the different levels tantras. If you go more detailed tantra, they according to difference, they talk about time schedule, like timing, like how to confessing. And then also we have in the essence of Mahayana has that sections. If the teacher is alive, you can directly go to again and confession to the teacher. If teacher is already passed, then they say maybe teachers the something like there maybe some teachers could be concert, or maybe has like some disabled high level realizers, like anyone alive, any like that kind of who life, you can go there and confessing. So that all is a detail is in the Mahayana teaching, also has 2 essence of the Mahayana. Then the main point here, see, this Garcia Rinpoche always share, just hold the bodhicitta, that is all the yadam, that is samaya. So that is the essence. Long as you hold the samaya, then within 7 lifetimes we can become Buddhahood, even we don't practice. So that's good news, right? Vajrayana teaching is there's a same as the snake is put in the hole. So snake is go bottom or the top, the cannot stay in the middle area, because like you have a box or something, put a snake in there, snake cannot stay in the middle area, above or under the bottom part. So that like that Vajrayana teaching is very some people think very dangerous, because it's a bottom is lower realms, top enlightenment. So not really taking you to like higher realms and some sort of good desire be there, like some levels be there, just all enlightening or lowest realm. These 2 is choice. So that's also some teachers in teaching the talk about like that too. It's Vajrayana teaching says danger, very danger, but very powerful. So then the fortune to have renunciation bodhicitta. Where I am. Okay, so now into the different. This potential is rooted in keeping the samaya of lamas, enlightening body, speech, mind, without transgressing. If we are able to supplicate the lama in this way, the blessing will come automatically. If we don't broken samaya, then have a supplication to Guru, practice, meditate, then your enlightening, blessing will come automatically. Or the pure awakening quality of experience and the realization will follow, like the rising waters of one's frozen, like melting in the summer. So there's long as you keep the Samaya and then practice Vajrayana teaching, so supplication to Guru, then become like blessings, like, comes automatically, and our mind is awakening, or the pure awakening quality of experience. Then you get qualities increasing, realization will follow, realization also become growing, the rising waters of one's frozen, like melting in the summer. See, so snow mountains, sun shines, is melting, right? Like that. It's all the quality and the blessings rising. This year, summer very hot. It's like, think about in the Rocky Mountains of Canada, the waters is following, right? Like that, because all the ice is melting right away. So like that, as long as you have a samaya and practicing correctly, this our quality is rising. The path to be treated here is the path of the two stages. So then we go into the Vajrayana teaching. So the path to be treated here is the path of two stages. Follow the two stages. The development stage, path of skillful means, and the completion stage, path of the wisdom. So two different levels, stages. First is generation stage, so practice Yadam deity. Second is Mahamudra practice. So that is Vajrayana, like two different stages, part of the two stages. If we are not bereft of the fortune to have renunciation, so through the renunciation to samsara and bodhicitta and devotion. So there's Vajrayana teaching, like you must have to have like Hinayana, Mahayana practice first, because this is like cause. Basic teachings go first. That's the reason is like renunciation is Hinayana and bodhicitta is Mahayana. So that kind of practice go first. Long as you have that and the devotion, then what is Vajrayana key is devotion. Mahayana is bodhicitta, right? And also Hinayana is renunciation. So Vajrayana practice, renunciation, bodhicitta, and devotion all have to come together. Bodhicitta and devotion. Then we should diligently apply ourselves to the two stages. Then we go enter into the two stages. First, we going to practice like generation stage, take empowerment, receive empowerment. First, it is indispensable to develop some level of understanding and experiential test of the basic ground, the path, and the result. So what is Vajrayana teaching is based on? Vajrayana teaching is based on the ground, path, result. Mahayana is like relative truth and absolute truth. Hinayana teaching is Four Noble Truth. So when you share the teaching, like just follow, like Adya, you have to think about when you receive Hinayana teaching based on Four Noble Truth. And the Mahayana is a true truth. This one is like basic, ground, path, result. So you have to think about that, recognize, understanding clearly. Then you know what talking about Vajrayana teaching. So what is basic ground? basic ground is all these sentient beings basic ground, because everyone has a Buddha nature. Everyone has a capacity to enlightenment. That is a basic ground. We have that. Path is on the path. Long as you receive bodhicitta empowerment, you are on the path. It's called bodhisattvas. It's on the path. Result is Buddha. So that means like we can be on the ground, we can be on the path, we can be in the result. Not three different person there. One person, when you have emotions, you are on the ground. When you have love, compassion, you are on the path. When you free from all obstacles, you are in the result. So now you have to recognize where you are. Which level you are on the ground, you are on the path, you are in the result. Long as you understand that, then this Vajrayana teaching, you just basic, idea, understanding, very clear. So that's why here is the first indispensable to develop some level of understanding and experiential test of the basic ground, the path and the result. Before shooting your arrow, first we have to ascertain our target. So you're going to shoot arrow, you have to know target. You shoot arrow is west, your target is in the east, then it's incorrect, right? You shoot in the east, your target also must be in the east. So like that, when you're going to practice Vajrayana, you have to recognize what you're doing. Therefore, shooting an arrow, first we have to ascertain our target. In the same way, we must understand what we are purifying our minds to realize. So we have to understand what we're doing, which kind of like we're purifying. Then purified, then what kind of realization we get. We have to learn all this ground, path, result. Must understand what we are purifying our minds to realize. We are purifying our minds to realize the inner nature, the basic ground that has always been beyond any duality of bondage and liberation. So we are purifying our minds, recognize the inner nature. Means like purifying our mind obscuration. The basic ground that has always been beyond any duality of bondage and liberation. So basic, the ground is the same as the, thunderstorm during that time, sun. It's in the sky, but you cannot perceive, you cannot receive any sun's radiance, lights, and, heat. You cannot receive it because due to the weather condition. You don't see sun in the sky, but sun is always in their sky due to the obstacle, clouds, thunderstorms. You don't see, you don't recognize. So like that, in the basic ground that has always been beyond any duality of bondage and liberation. So our nature is always there. Even we are in samsara, we have true obscurations, we have far afflictive emotions. During that time, we have all this basic ground is there. Buddha nature is always there. Same is like thunderstorm, sun is there. Sun never lost any qualities during that time. The thunderstorm never affected to the sun. Hurricane, like then storms, what we have so many different kind of like names, also in what is another storm like that? Typhoon or no, typhoon is called in the hurricane, different country called typhoon. And then hurricane, and then what do we have? Usually Ohio have
Tornadoes.
So during that time, see, we have this signs in the sky, but you don't receive. This, the tornado, hurricane, typhoon, thunderstorms affected to the sun? No, right? They never affected to the sun. So like that, during that time, the sun is the same, right? Sun doesn't change anything. It's the same like that. So right now we have all these emotions. During that time, our nature is going to change or no? No, right? Never change. Nature is never change, always there. So like that, here is the basic ground that has always been beyond any duality of bondage and liberation. Always there, doesn't change anything. So the piece of a gore go under the ground, like maybe under the like really dirty inside, garbage or something terrible. Gore is going into under like that kind of a dirty place. But gore is never lost qualities, always the same. It's there. This, dirty object never affected to the gore. One day you found the gore and you wash, become is the same thing, nothing difference. One gore is always pure, is nothing, like never ever went to under the garbage in the dirty place. One gore is like stay in like 1,000 years in dirty place. So 1,000 years after you found the gore and clean up, and one gore is never went to dirty place. What the difference is? Nothing difference. It's the same become. So like that, all the beings has nature is doesn't matter like how long stuck in samsara, long as remove these temporary emotions, then your enlightening quality is always there, never lost. So this emotion obscurations never affected to the enlightening qualities. So that's the point, main point here is we are purifying our mind to realize that in the nature, the basic ground, we purify our obscuration, and has always been beyond any duality of bondage and liberation. So these thunderstorms like never affected to the sun, and the dirty object never affected to the gore. Like that, our emotions never affected to our own nature. Long as you remove our emotions, your nature is there. So that's we have to recognize what we purifying. We have to purifying our obscurations, basic ground. So we are purifying. That is we purifying. So then, and what are the object of purification? So purifying our obscurations. What is are the object of purification? What is purification? What is introduced to emotions? See, we have our natural mind, but obscuration, emotions. Due to that, we don't recognize. We have purified our emotions. So then, what is purification? Which can help purify emotions? Purification. These are all the temporary and advantageous appearances that arise but have never truly existed inherently. These emotions are temporarily, temporary obscuration, not permanent obscuration. We have the emotion, it's temporary. Think about the thunderstorm is temporary. Hurricane is temporary. Typhoon is temporary. And like that, all the, this thunder, bad weather is temporary, like that. Our emotions is temporary. They never inherently exist within our mind. See, this bad weather is never exist with the sun. If these thunderstorms exist permanently with the sun, then always thunderstorm, never can change. So that's why it's this temporary. They are all the temporary and advantage appearances. Our emotions also temporary. That arise but have never truly existed inherently. The emotions never inherently exist. The basics upon which we make first projection based on confusion. So now we have to purify our obstacle, use the purification. This purification can purify obscuration because obscuration are not inherently exist. That's the reason the basic upon which we make first projection. So we get like this emotions projection based on confusion. We get confusion in samsara. The same is like, like better weather, we get confusion. We think sun is not in the sky. Then we have a night, we have a day. But actually sun is always there. It's no night and no day. So we have these perceptions. So that's all is like projection based on confusion. The agent of purification is the wisdom of a true of a path and all that is associated with that. The agent of purification is, so now we have a purification is the wisdom. It's the wisdom of a true of the path and all that is associated with that. The stage that is pure and free from confusion is the result. So path is purification on the path. What is a path? So we have so many different kind of path, like Hinayana level path, Mahayana have different levels path, Vajrayana has different levels path. Now we practice this, all these different generation stage levels, meditate. This all the path is purification. So this purify, then what is the result? Result is that the state that is pure and free from confusion is the result. So sun is free from the clouds, then that is result. Our emotions free from our mind, then that is a result. So we talked like example, gold is under the, like unclean object inside. So you pick up and wash. It's like same as you discover and wash is the same as a pot. And then you see the gold, shining quality clearly. So that is a result. But then gold is under the ground and with unclean, dirty. And when you discover it, when you wash up clean, the goal is never change. It's the same goal. Its quality always the same, no difference. So the main point right now, this ordinary mind has all the Buddha's qualities. We discovering, not creating the Buddha's qualities, removing the obstacles. So example is the thing about the sun is under the clouds, thunderstorms. Sun has all the qualities during that time. Then remove the clouds and the sun clears come up. Sun is never changed. When sun is shining, sun is under the clouds, quality is always the same. So like that, right now we are ordinary person, we are ordinary beings. So we have these all obstacles, but our nature has always Buddha qualities, never lost. Always all the qualities are there. Then when we are on the path, remove our emotions. When we get become, realize Buddha. So that time then really shines the quality is discovered nature. So we didn't create our own nature. Then that's the reason this teaching is going to talk about directly, not talking about for the, it's same as the like Hinayana, Mahayana path. This is like directly talking about nature. So that's why Vajrayana is called result. Result. So there's that part, if you understand this like ground, path, result, then you have idea what talking about Vajrayana teaching, sharing. If you don't have this basic nature, then we cannot discover our on the path. Whatever we do is useless because we never ever get any result there. So why we can become Buddha? Because we have this basic nature. Even we have obscurations, we have this nature within us. So then your path, you put all effort is useful because you're removing obstacles on the path. And then you get result. It's become enlightening body, speech, mind. Result. If we don't have this Buddha nature, then on the ground, path is useless. Result is never possible. So if goal is not under the ground, you digging ground, it's all is your useless, your effort and whatever you're doing, you cannot get anything there. But as long as the goal is under the ground, you digging, you put effort, it's useful because your effort going to discover your goal and you get result like that. So we have our nature, Buddha nature in the ground. So we put effort on the path. Result is we discovered true nature. It's become Buddha. So that's the just important Vajrayana. Like when you're going to receive teaching, you have to understanding these three different levels. So the basic, enlightening quality is always there. And then on the path, we removing all obstacle. It is temporary. That's why we can remove. Then therefore, basic ground is that which must be recognized. The path is that which enables us to recognize it. The path helps recognize the true nature result. The path is that which enables us to realize the result, which is what we aim to realize. In education, the basic ground and the result should be known as the one and the same in essence. So basic ground, result is the same because the sun is under the clouds, thunderstorm, or sun is shining, the sun is the same. So goal is under the ground and like somewhere in the under the like dirty, unclean, somewhere inside there. And when you discover the goal is the same. So that means ground and result is become recognized, inseparable, same. And our ordinary mind right now, we have emotions. One day we put effort on the path, realize that realization is when we are in the ordinary time, the true nature is discovered. It's the same nature, no difference. So the main point is Buddha is not somewhere else. Buddha is within our own mind. When we become realization means we discover our own nature. So you don't know, you don't recognize, you have that on the path, helps that recognize. Then when you get result, you recognize what you have on the ground. Ground, result is the same. No us and the same in essence. This point should be well understood. Whether in the context of the ground, path or result, or basic nature, our true essence is unchanging beyond waxing or waning, beyond anything to be denied or anything to be exerted. See, whether in the context of the ground, path or result, or our basic nature, our true essence is unchanging. So never changed the nature. Sun is under the thunderstorm and become like weather is getting better and the sun is shining. 3 different times sun is never changed. Same sun. So like that, our nature is we are in the ordinary person, we are on the Bodhisattva, we have become Buddha. The nature is always the same, never changed. So then what is happening? Obstacles removed. All these obstacles, very strong, that time ordinary beings, we are ordinary beings. You know, then obstacle is less and we get in the accumulation part, engaging part, seeing part, meditation part, no learning meditation part, all this is all Bodhisattva's part. It's, that time is on the path. It's called become Bodhisattva. And then no learning path is become Buddha. So these 3 times, actually, nature is no change, always the same. Path or result or basic nature, our true essence is unchanging, beyond waxing or waning. See, always nature is the same, no increasing, no decreasing. Nature, right now, we think ordinary people, that time, our nature is decreasing. When we become Buddha, our nature is increasing. We think like that, but that is incorrect, not like that. Nature is never increasing and decreasing, always the same. Sun is like covered by thunderstorm or not. Sun is never decreasing and increasing, always the same, like that. Beyond anything to be denied or anything to be exerted. So then, so nothing is actually there. In the nature, nothing needed to like deny or anything to be exerted. Always there, same. But only temporarily obstacle we have to remove. So the Vajrayana teaching, this before have to learn the Mahayana, especially philosophy Mayamika. That's required because look here, is Buddha nature is always there, grown path result. So then we also say this nature is never changed, always the same. So unchanging, this beyond waxing or waning, beyond anything to be denied or anything to be exerted. If you don't have studied Mayamika, then this also like sometimes like get confused, means like misunderstand. The nature is always emptiness, not like something permanently physically exists there. So if you think it's nature is always permanently existing inherently there, then that misunderstanding. The nature is emptiness. Emptiness is no nothingness. You know, it's clear. Clarity and emptiness is inseparable, is present. So use logic, investigate. You cannot find anything physically existed, essence. So that's why we call nature is emptiness. And then that nature is no nothingness, no nihilism. It's always present, always clearly. You know, clear is empty, empty is clear, and then that's why we talk about clarity, emptiness, inseparable. So then you really understand what means talking about the nature always there means. Like you use logic investigate, you cannot find anything permanently inherently exist there, but no nothingness, even you cannot find, but it's there. So otherwise, it's if you don't have Mayamika teaching understand, then internalism, you think permanent exist, my nature is there. So that is called internalism. Internally, you something exists permanently. And then nihilism is like nothing is there, is a nihilism. So free from this both. That's all the, idea or understanding is a result of Mayamika teaching. Long as you study Mayamika teaching, then you really understand what talking about Buddha nature means. Otherwise, like not same is the become, and other like many non-Buddhists talk about creator gods. The God is permanent, exist inherently. So kind of exactly go like that, wrong view. It's called internalism and nihilism. Some says no, nothing, no cause and effect. So nihilism. The idea is here is free from that both. And the nature is investigating, no exist, but it's always there, presently, and through your meditation, your own experience, recognize is clear present that is emptiness. The emptiness is present clearly there. So that is the our nature. Then not only that, but all the relatively true phenomena of samsara that do not exist but appear to us, known temporarily. All the relatively true phenomena of samsara that do not exist, then our nature is also emptiness, but in this samsara experience, what we have, samsaric, this existing, or appear to us, but appear to us, no temporarily, without past to be trust or future to be found. These are, relatively true phenomena of samsara that also do not exist. Do not exist means like we're not talking about you cannot see. We're not talking about you cannot hear. Here is talking about not exist means like you investigate, use logically, you cannot find truly anything existing there. So think about a car. Car is like, where is the car? You think about the door or wheels or tires or, engine, and then where's you going to call the car? Chairs or seats, like you investigate all this one by one, is car is not exist. So like that, then people say, okay, car is engine. Where is the engine? So many branches there. So you cannot find anything in essence exist there. So like that, you're investigating all this samsaric object, what is appear to us. Long as you're investigating, use logic, nothing is inherently exist, or it's become emptiness. So then this samsara is no exist. Why appear to us? Because due to karmic imprints that do not exist but appear to us no temporarily. See, it's temporarily appear to us, not permanently appear to us. When we're talking about like temporarily appear to us, we not appear to permanently. Then also this appear to us is like not truly appear to us, temporarily appear to us, without a past to be trust or a feature to be found. So there is a past to be trusted or a feature to be found. This projection of a confusion that have never truly existed yet appear to us from our habitual imprints. These empty forms. So actually, these all empty forms is appear to us because our karmic imprint, habituation, is arising, is for form appear to us. Then you investigate past feature not exist. So if something exists permanently, then you always see that object because it exists permanently. You cannot see that. See all the so far what we see when we was charged to enter no. It's always the same as a dreaming, delusion, gone. That means like all is not exist truly. Only temporarily it exists, but that's why it's gone. All future object is like that. Temporarily appear to us, but not truly exist there. If something truly exists, then that object is always appear to with you. 24 hours, never can you see other object. Then that is, we don't have anything like that, right? So if this cup exists permanently, then this cup with this water, you have to see always 24 hours appear to your mind. That's correct or no? No, right? These cups never appear to you 24 hours within your mind because this is temporary, not truly exist. So this water is temporarily exist. Gone, no more. See, it's temporarily exist. So that's why I can drink this water. If this water is permanently exist, I cannot drink. I cannot use. It's become useless. And no, see, I can drink this water. It's gone. It's because temporary exist. That's why I can drink. That's why I can use. I'm also temporarily exist. That's why I can drink this water. If I'm permanent, I cannot drink this water. I cannot talk with you. I cannot talk with you because if I'm in the permanently inherently exist. So I'm temporary and not inherently exist. That's the reason I can talk with you and share this teaching with you. So then that's why here this all exists and yet appear to us from our habitual imprints. These empty forms have always been devoid of inherently rareness. These empty forms means whatever appear to form body for us is not inherently exist. It's emptiness. Emptiness is a form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is no other than form. Form is no other than emptiness. That's it. You know, that's why devoid of inherent awareness. That is why just as in imaginary, sun in a dream was never actually born and can therefore never die. So in the dream, you think about it. In the dream, sun is never born, never die. But in the dream, you can have that. Your sun is born in the dream, then sun is rising or rising in the dreaming, and then sun is dead. In the dream, you have that birth, living and death. You have in the dream, but when you wake up, no birth, no living, no death. So right now, whatever we appear in this object is one day you waking your mind, same as dreaming. So you waking up dreaming. Long as you have a dreaming, someone come to in dream, they're telling you, oh, this is your dream. Your your dream you was born your son. Okay, so then in the dream you was born your son. Someone in the come to in dream, no, your son is never born. You cannot accept that because in the dream you have that. Then you extremely enjoy. Maybe you was born your kids. You want the kids. You get kids in the dream and you enjoy. So maybe the kid is lost. You extremely suffering. Someone come to in the dream, say, no, this is your dream. You never gone, never lost anyone. So you not accept that in the dream. So like that, right now, this perception is more strong the dream for us because of so strong habit you add. Dream habit you add is more or less. Right now, our this perception is more strong coming imprinted comparing to the dream. So that's why very hard to wake up. Right now, our this dream, like this appearance is like very strong coming imprints. We cannot accept for dream because so strong for us. So someone already wake up this, delusion, and then they recognize we are dreaming. So same is like someone dreaming. We wake up the temporarily, dreaming. We are wake up. And right now you are not sleeping. I'm not sleeping. That's why we can talk each other. I can share with you this teaching. So someone is maybe sleeping. There has a person who has a dream. So we recognize that person is suffering in the dream or enjoying in the dream. We recognize that person is just actually on, or is a dream, is delusion going on there. Not true for us, recognize, but that person don't recognize that. The person thing is that he or she who has a dream, their perception is rare for them. So then when they wake up, they recognize, oh, it's my dreaming. So like that, right now, comparing to, we go to sleep, our dream, and this right now, this relative truth, dreaming is more strong than that. More strong karmic imprints into that. That's why very hard to accept, to recognize. So that's why it's this truly appear to us, but actually not true. These forms, all these appearances truly appear to us because we have a very strong karmic imprint. So this projection of confusion that have never truly existed yet appear to us from our habitual imprints. These temporary forms have always been devoid of inherent readiness. They are not truly exist. That is why just as in imaginary son, a dream was never actually born and can therefore never die. In the atomic nature, all is equal, beyond increase or depletion. Knowing this point is important for the path of Buddha, both sutra and mantra. So in this kind of understanding is like sutra tradition and Vajrayana tradition, both are very important. So see, Hinayana, Mahayana. Mahayana has two differences there. Sutra tradition, Vajrayana tradition. Actually, Vajrayana is also part of Mahayana. So Vajrayana is not different from the Mahayana, but Mahayana has two different lineages, Sutra tradition and Vajrayana tradition. Both are Mahayana. In the atomic nature, all is equal, beyond increase or depletion. Knowing this point is important for the path of both sutra and mantra. If we do not understand this point, if we don't not understand this point and we think one day far off in the future I will achieve the result. So we think, oh, I create accumulation merit, then one day I can achieve Buddhahood, another maybe a couple lifetimes after I can achieve Buddhahood. So that actually percepts is like, it's okay, positive percept, but reality is incorrect. The why is incorrect because your nature is always with you. You just, Buddha is there. You don't really achieve something, like you don't have something, become achieve something. So you just, if long as you discover right now, like your nature Buddha, I mean the like result is there. Result is there. Result is not like lifetimes you get something. Result is always within you. So see, one day of far off in the future, I will achieve the result. So that's generally we think that. But in this case, Vajrayana teaching, we are mistaken. That is also mistaken. It means we lack a fundamental understanding of the view, meditation, and action. That is why, first of all, we need to familiarize ourselves with this point. So what do we have to familiarize? Because ground, path, result is all three of this within us, our right now. No separate, like, like right now, we don't have a result. That's also misunderstand. The result is there. With, when right now we have these emotions, obstacles, like we say we are in the ground. During that time, result also there too. Like thunderstorms. During that time, sun is there. So you don't need to find the sun is after clouds or go away. Within thunderstorm, sun is there. So that means like right now, within in the ordinary, our, this ordinary kind of, like we say, ordinary person or ordinary obstacles. So within our obstacles, during that time, nature is there, result is there. So result is always there. Just temporary, this emotion, you have to remove, use the path. So main point is, we don't have to think about the, like, when we're going to become Buddha somewhere, like future lifetimes, something we're going to discover. Buddha is already within your mind right now. You're just present moment, that mind, nature is Buddha. If long as you recognize that is Buddha, like you don't have to think about, I'm going to find my nature Buddha, like some other future lifetimes. So when you become Buddha, you didn't find anything, actually, you discovered ourselves within this point. Once we have a clear understanding of this point, we can enter into this path. Then you really understand this path, you can enter into Vajrayana path. The result, I mean the ground, path, result, you have to recognize these three, important. There are many ways to enter ringing from elaborated to simplified. But the essential point is this. The deity that we are accomplishing is already within us. So now this teaching is going to take into practice a Yidam deity. Generation stage. Okay, so this there are many ways to enter. So you're going into practice, the Vajrayana, many different ways enter to practice Yidam the Vajrayana practice. So there are many ways to enter, ranging from elaborate to simplify. It's like elaborated way or simple way you can go into Vajrayana teaching. But the essential point is this. Essential, most important is the deity that we are accomplishing is already within us. So we're going to practice Yidam deity. So people who practice Yidam deity, that's then accomplishment, practice Yidam deity. So then accomplishment, that Yidam deity, where is that Yidam deity? The Yidam deity is not somewhere else. It's already within us. See, that deity is within us. Means our mind is become inseparable with the Yidam deity. That means accomplishment. Your mind is transforming to the Yidam deity. Yeah. So you didn't find something Yidam deity. Our mind is discovered Yidam deity already within us. That part is very important because we always practice Yidam deities. Essential point is this: the deity that we are accomplished is already within us. Already within us. So many different Yidam deities. All Yidam deity is actually enlightening qualities arising the form body Yidam deity. So you practice like think about love, compassion. When you love, compassion is accomplishment. Then you have become Chinrezek. So Chinrezek is within yourself, not somewhere else. And then you practice Manjushri on the path, like, use this logic teachings is all the create wisdom, understanding, knowledge. When you have become enlightened, this all knowledge is transformed to the form body of Manjushri. So then you are not separate with Manjushri. Whereas Manjushri is within yourself. Your wisdom is become Manjushri. So then your power on the path you practice, you discovered all the Buddha's power of qualities is Vajrapane. So when we are enlightened, this enlightened qualities become part of the Manjushri, part of Chinrezek, part of Vajrapane. These three is Buddha's qualities. So then where is this three bodhisattvas come from? Auto level, yes. Auto level, they have a form body. We use that object, practice, but one day we have become Buddha. We are able to these three bodhisattvas. Because when you have become Buddha, you have a quality of wisdom, you have a quality compassion, you have a quality power. So then this qualities become this form body is these three bodhisattvas. So when we have become Buddha, we are all is inseparable within one means, become all qualities transformed to become Buddha. So that's the reason all Buddha's embodiment, 3 times all Buddha's embodiment of compassion is Chinrezek. See? All compassion is form bodies, Chinrezek, all Buddhas. Like we have become Buddha, our compassion is Chinrezek, benefit for others. Your wisdom is Manjushri, benefit for others. All the Buddha's wisdom is Manjushri. All the Buddha's 3 times Buddha's power is Vajrapane, benefit for others. Like we have become Buddha, so all these qualities become arise 3 bodhisattvas, benefit for others. So that is the absolute nature is the self-arising wisdom, awareness, the mandala of bodhicitta. So absolute nature is the self, as in the true atomic deity. So that is a true atomic deity of the absolute nature, is the self-arising wisdom awareness, the mandala of bodhicitta. And become absolute truth Buddha means like ultra level, inner level. We talk about the secret level. So this is secret level Buddha. Ultra level, then this part is like not like this way. Ultra level, we are ordinary. Buddha is like Yadam, that is immeasurable compassion, wisdom. And inner level, we use this method, like our this ordinary body, speech, mind is transforming to enlightening body, speech, mind. Secret level, we complement. So this is talking about the secret level, it's true level, absolute truth level, become our body, speech, mind is enlightening body, speech, mind. It's not different other Buddhas. So that time is like our body, speech, mind is arising to the Yidam deity. Arising wisdom, awareness, mandala of bodhicitta. Okay, so I think we leave it there today. Vajrayana teaching is a little bit harder. You need time to think, and you can have time to questions. Today, someone is cooking in the kitchen. I can hear food smells all come to here. I don't know who's cooking there. Okay, so now we do the dedication first. Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Damalodi Gambopa, Pamotropa, and Lord Digomba. Please bestow upon us most auspicious bless of all Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies of confusion, may all who towers on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is humble may arise, where it is born may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities suffer far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, the Vero realized automatic state, and as did Samantha, but I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all Mary for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained three kayas, by the blessing of true of the unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, the Mary shall bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three terms, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the inner rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teaching of Guru Gompa Ranashir, who is omniscient, Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, enter into over samsara. Good. Now we can have discussion, time to discussion. Hi, Malisa.
Hi, thank you. In English slang, we say you blew my mind. So a comment and then a question. When we talk about ground path and fruition, it's just a concept to convey this nature, because in reality, in the real basic nature of mind, there is no ground path to fruition, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then the question is yesterday about yesterday's teachings. Is very important to me, very precious, that you talked about skillful means and wisdom. And you talked about informal practice. If we are doing Vipassana, we need to do a part of it as shamatha. Okay. And that bodhicitta comes from skillful means. And so that's on the cushion. What instructions do we follow off the cushion in terms of trying to understand both wisdom and method? In other words, in Mahamudra, you say a thought is liberated on recognition if you don't accept it and reject it. Or do we try to follow that? Or do we try to follow arising as the Yidam deity? Or do we try to merge them? Does that make sense?
The last part, can you say again?
Yeah. So off the cushion, on the cushion, you say do shamatha and vipassana. Off the cushion, do we try to follow Mahamudra instructions? Or do we try to follow Vajrayana instructions, arising as a Yidam deity? Or do we blend them? Do we mix them? Do we merge them off the cushion?
We mix them, I think.
Okay. So is
Yeah.
that like the mind goes back and forth between wisdom and method until you purify to the point where they're unified? Where you see them as unified?
Actually, the wisdom and skillful method is arise formed by the Yidam deity.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so we practice skillful method and wisdom, so that is we are benefit for other beings formed by the arising.
Thank you. Perfect.
Next. We take. What you take? Cannot hear. What you take? Cannot hear, right?
No, no sound.
ADG, please.
Yes, on page 80 of the text, we say the agent of purification is the wisdom of the truth. So what do we mean by the wisdom of the truth?
Page 80.
Yes.
Where is that?
The second paragraph, the middle of the page, in the middle of the second paragraph, it says wisdom of the truth. We're saying the agent of purification is the wisdom of the truth. And it sounds like the agent of purification is the tool to realize wisdom. So, but I don't know. So what do we mean by wisdom of the truth?
So this purification is wisdom with the path. Like yesterday we talked about the perfection of wisdom. This generosity with wisdom and conduct with wisdom. That is like, or the six parameter with wisdom is a purification. Purification is like purifying obscurations. You saying the wisdom is on the path, It's called purification. Yeah. Do you get?
I'm working at it.
Yeah.
So right now, a simple question is, okay, we're digging for gold, okay? So how do you know where to dig?
What is?
We're using a shovel to dig for gold. So now where do we start digging?
I didn't get it. Sorry.
A shovel is a tool to dig into the earth, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how do we know where to dig for the gold?
Oh. How do we know? We need something, someone, scientist that knows where is the goal, where have the dig. So like that, this Buddhist scientist realizes that if you can dig, put effort, you can discover your goal.
Okay, thank you.
Who knows where is the goals usually?
In our mind,
Huh?
in our Buddha nature, our own mind.
Usually, like say the people digging the earth, they knows they can get gold or something, object there. That is the scientist knows, right?
Yeah, geologist, yes.
Yes. Okay, so that is the realizers. Then they share this tour for us. Ask them, they ask dig Buddha nature.
Okay, so right now you're serving as a geologist, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Kambula, I have a question.
Yes.
I never learn how to do Idam deity practice, and I never done Idam deity practice because I think I'm not a Vajrayana practitioner. But it seems really important about the Idam deity. And I remember once when you're talking about the Vajrayana and about the Buddha, and say that we have to believe we are the Buddha. And so when I practice to believe that I'm the Buddha, I act and I feel and I walk, I feel I'm the Buddha. And in that, I feel very strong and very powerful and very happy. And I have no idea. When I worship the Buddha in the morning, I feel I'm worshiping all the Buddha, including myself. And I do everything like I'm the Buddha. But then I get really scared because I feel too happy and too powerful. I just feel everything was just wonderful. So what did I do wrong? And then I stopped it. I stopped to imagine myself as a Buddha. What did I do wrong? So I just continue just think that I'm the Buddha and I am just happy and I feel powerful and everything like that.
Yeah, that's good. You did a good job. That really benefit you. That's wonderful.
But I get scared because I just what happened? Why I feel so strong? I got scared after practice for a while.
It's okay. Let them scared.
Really?
Yeah.
And just continue to just feel that I am the Buddha. That's okay.
Yes, of course.
And you don't have a preliminary step by step because you don't have to find any way because you are the Buddha. Then you don't have to find the Buddha within you because you are already the Buddha. Isn't it true?
Yeah, that's why you have to discover more stone. You have to create a habituate.
Okay, so you just have to create that habituate that I am the Buddha. I believe I'm the Buddha, and that will be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kambula.
You're welcome. David.
Okay, Kempo. Let me try if I can make the question correctly, because it's a little challenge for me. What I wrote here is that, hey, Kempo, how I can maintain this wisdom in my daily activity relating with other human beings, that they are my models, no? That they are Buddha, but this is my situation. I don't realize or forget sometimes with them how to maintain that awareness and following the Heart Sutra. Form is empty and empty is form. I mean that this question that I do it to you is empty, but I need to realize that.
So yours is no question, right? Just your sharing.
I don't know, really. It's a question, you know, that, you know, intellectual, I can understand the concept that everybody's Buddha here, that we are equal, that they're my mothers.
How you keep the awareness, how you keep the awareness of that?
Okay, I have a bit helping me here. How I can
Keep the awareness.
keep the awareness that, because I forget, and then I see me separate from them, and I start to make all these conceptions that Milarepa said to Gampopa, don't think about conception, forget that, you know, be clear your mind, but you go back and go, I don't know, Kempo.
So practice, you know, like used to become practitioner, used to meditate and used to, then this all form is like become arising, like it's Buddha. But if you don't have that practice, oh, this form is a Buddha, this form is a Buddha, it's that then not really powerful, and then just that don't have that much. You know, you have to, we have to, you know, not you, we have to practice, and one day realize it's all is emptiness. Then that time is like just it's recognized. Right now, you not only words to say, oh, it's everyone is a Buddha, everyone is a Buddha. I said that doesn't help anything much.
Okay.
So we talk about one birds is the Kincha Mana Mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. What do they call the parrot or parrot? The birds.
Parrot. Yes.
Yeah, parrots. Ask them chant Mana Om Mani Padme Hum. They chant Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, but they not really have any ideas like what means. They don't have recognized realization that what they're doing. So it's only words like that, you know, like without practice, then just saying Buddha, oh, everyone is a Buddha, everyone is a Buddha, it doesn't have anything. You're not doing like that, right? You're just going in the office, oh, my boss is a Buddha, oh, he is a Buddha, he is a Buddha. You're not doing like that, right?
I use different methods. I try. But I understand what you're saying, that we need to practice to realize more the meaning.
Yes.
Of the teaching.
Yes.
It's not only repeated. It's
yes.
Just try to understand the Buddha nature in everybody.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Kempo.
You're welcome.
A lot of effort.
Oh, you got.
Okay.
Okay, thanks everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Go eat that lunch.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Kempo.
Bye bye, Cambola. Have a
Stay
great
safe,
day.
everyone.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Kempo.
See you again.
Thank
Bye.
you,
Thank you,
Campo.
thank you.
Great teaching.
Peace.
Thank you, Sangha.